Hey, what's up guys? The Geek 6000 here. So today we're going to be taking a look at my 6-year-old gaming laptop. How does it do in 2020? Let's check it out. So this is my Lenovo Y500 gaming laptop. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this, in 2014 this was the most powerful gaming laptop that Lenovo released at the time. It has a quad-core octa-thread i7 3760QM, I believe it is. And it also has two NVIDIA GeForce GT 750Ms, which at the time were the most powerful laptop GPU on the market. And there were two of them in this. You could add, if you look over here, you can see this Ultra Bay here. You could have either a disk drive or a graphics card in here. When I got this machine, it had a disk drive in it, but I went online and I bought a Ultra Bay graphics card for it for $65 on eBay, which I think is a pretty good deal. There are more on eBay. You can still find them. They're about $100 or so, but that was too good of a deal to pass up, so I picked it up probably 3 or 4 months ago, and so far the SLI is working really well, and I absolutely love it. So if we start from going left to right here, we got the Novo button, which if you guys aren't familiar with that, that would be for your BIOS. You press that and it gives you basic diagnostic stuff without actually booting up the laptop. And we got a VGA port and a 10 gigabit, I believe, Ethernet port. Or, I'm sorry, gigabit. And then we have HDMI, USB 3.0, and I believe that's another USB 3.0. No, I'm sorry, that's just a USB. And then on the front here, you can see the indicator lights going from left to right here. There we go. We got our power, we got battery, we have the weather light that tells whether the trackpad is on or off. We got caps lock, num lock, and nothing on that side there. And then if we come over to this side here, we got the audio in, audio out, and we have a special USB port that's designed specifically for charging your phone, which is a pretty nice feature on a laptop this old. I'm really impressed by that. And then right there, you can see the Ultra Bay graphics card. And not much in the front here. Of course, this is a brushed aluminum design here on the top. Nice metal Lenovo logo there, which is textured. Really nice touch. Around the sides here, we just got plastic, and around the back as well, there's nothing but a hinge and just some plastic. Yeah, it's a pretty solid built laptop. The metal's not everywhere, obviously. And then on the bottom here, as you can see, this is just plastic right there, nothing too significant or too special. So here is Minecraft. I thought I'd show you guys this just to test out the performance of these two GT 750Ms. So as you can see here, we got our i7 3630QM, which is clocked at 2.4 gigahertz. This is a quad-core octa-thread CPU. We got 16 gigabytes of DDR3, and there you can see the two GeForce, or well, it's only using one, but there are two GeForce GT 750Ms there. And this is a amplified world here, latest version of Minecraft. And as you can see here, 32 chunk render distance, of course. Right now we're getting 85, there we go, 114 FPS here as we're just flying through these mountains here. And of course, if we go down a bit here, it's obviously going to lower a bit. Oops. There we go, we're getting 191 FPS down here on the ground. Just looking at this wall here. Let me switch hands here. Sorry guys, bear with me. I'm filming on my smartphone here, and it isn't the greatest for this kind of an application, but we'll do the best we can. So as you can see here, as we look at a little bit more detail, we're getting into the high 60s there, going down a little bit. There we go, back up to the 70s. Go. Overall, a very smooth experience, and of course this is a 1080p panel. 1920 by 1080 is your resolution on this panel. Very nice, excellent viewing angles. It's a good screen. I really like it. And then, of course, we can look at the interior design. Of course, we got our red backlit keyboard, which has 2 settings. Not sure if you guys can tell. There's 1, there's 2. Nice backlighting, nice big keyboard, excellent to type on. We got a nice big trackpad here. Not glass, but it still feels nice, and it definitely holds up to a lot of use. It's not the greatest of trackpads. Of course, if you guys aren't familiar, Windows drivers for trackpads are not the greatest. So it's not amazing. There are gestures that a few of them work on it and stuff like that. So it's okay. I would call it adequate for daily use. It does okay. You know, of course, this is brushed aluminum on the inside here, all the way up around here, through the speaker grills and everything else up through here. That's all brushed aluminum. And this, I'm not sure what this is. This was on it when I got the laptop here. Looks like just some scuffing. But this definitely is a very durable laptop. It holds up very well to daily use, and I've never had an issue with it. I mean, I used it a good bit at school, and it has no problems really. And as you can see here, we got JBL speakers, which are absolutely amazing. They sound incredible. I'm sure if you can see the logo there. Yeah. Can't see that. But it says JBL there, sound for Lenovo. So there's some JBL speakers in there. So that's the, and of course around the screen here we just got a plastic bezel, which it's gloss plastic. It looks okay. I think they could have done better on that plastic bezel, but it's okay. It doesn't look too bad, and I don't think it takes away too much from the design of the machine here. So that would be the performance in Minecraft. So maybe you guys, aren't into Minecraft or that sort of thing. Another fairly popular game here that I have to test for you guys is War Thunder. And if you haven't heard of this game, it's a free World War II plane, tank, ship simulator. You can fight in actual battles with real people, and there's all kinds of different World War II planes. I mean, in tanks, they've got the M1 Abrams, they have Panzers, they've got everything. I would highly recommend this game. This is not a sponsor or anything like that, but I'd highly recommend this game to anyone who likes that kind of a thing. But if we go to now custom battles here, and this battle at the top that here, War Thunder Live, is very difficult to run on a lot of systems. Pretty much all systems struggle with this game. With this battle. Another thing I'd like to mention here is temperatures during gaming. This thing gets pretty toasty. It'll get up, the highest it'll go is usually about the mid 80s under really high load. But the TJ Max temperature for both components, the processor and the graphics card, are over 100 degrees Celsius. So you'll be okay at mid 80s. If you get one of these used, I definitely would highly recommend either doing it yourself or having somebody else reapply thermal paste to this thing, to the processors and to the processor, and if you can to the graphics card, because definitely that would be very useful. And also make sure you keep it clean inside and stuff like that. You guys know all that stuff, but I just want to say that, just a disclaimer, because this is a fairly old laptop considering it's 6 years old. It's definitely not getting any younger, but it definitely needs to be kept nice and clean in there. But temperatures are decent considering. There we go. So if I can take off here. There we go. Let's take off. As you can see, we got some lag going on here. There we go. So as you guys can see, even in this battle here, We're getting around 35, 40 FPS. And I also would like to mention that this particular battle is kind of weird, and in terms of FPS, it seems to be, no matter what you do, it seems to be capped at around 40, like it has VSync on or something like that. But this is fairly smooth in this battle here. If we fly over to where there's some combat going on here, and experiencing some weird turbulence here. It's kind of weird. Oh, well, that's not supposed to happen. But anyway, so it gives you an idea of how it performs in a pretty difficult battle scene here. There's about 60 players or so in that battle. Most of the time it's always maxed out. So if we go to a different battle here, and try not to crash, of course. And we go to there's one here called, should be called Dual Africa. There it is. This here is another pretty intensive battle here. There's just a lot of players and the map is huge. So we'll test this one too, just to give you guys an idea. As you can see, of course, I'll also put a 250 gigabyte SSD in this, so loading times are very, very short, considering how old this laptop is. So in this battle, more of a normal kind of a battle, we're getting about 117 FPS, and of course this is ultra, this is high settings, with pretty much all the options turned on, no VSync or anything like that. 1080p. So this is a pretty decent experience, and I will say most of the games that I have tested on this thing take advantage of the SLI. You're going to have some problem. Minecraft does not use SLI, which is why, I mean, you get decent performance in Minecraft. You might see it struggle in servers a little bit, but most of the games that I've tested on this system here have taken advantage of the SLI, which is pretty impressive. And if you don't know how to test that, you can go to Task Manager and check out that, and it'll tell you what's being used and what's not here. And apparently my network's fairly bad. But as you can see, we're still getting around 130 FPS, and we'll end up with a nice crash there. But that gives you an idea of how this thing does in games here. So there you have it. Packs a pretty heavy punch for its age, especially being 6 years old. And for most computers, that's a pretty massive age, pretty old computer. 6 years is a long time to have a computer, and for a computer to last. So I'm really impressed with how well this thing performs considering its age. And another thing I'd also like to talk about is price, which is another really high point for this computer, especially considering how old it is. You can find these for about $350 to $400 for the ones that just have one graphics card, and if you're looking to get one with the Ultra Bay, you're going to be looking at about $450, $500, which, considering what this is, that's a pretty good deal. I would say. So definitely, I would highly recommend this machine if you're looking for a budget gaming laptop and you're not afraid of used computers, used parts. I would check out eBay. You can find these on Amazon too, and obviously Craigslist if you can find one in the area. If you need to get parts for these, I will say, like especially the charger, if you have to find the charger for these, make sure you get the 170 watt charger, not the 120 watt charger. It will not charge if you have the Ultra Bay graphics card in. So make sure you guys do that. They're kind of hard to find. You can get aftermarket ones, of course, but don't get anything less than 125 watts is the one that they made for the one that didn't have the Ultra Bay in. It shipped with two. It shipped with the 125, and it would also ship with the 170 watt, depending on what configuration you got. So that's what I would recommend you guys look for aftermarket if you can find, because they're pretty hard to find the originals for that. And pretty much you can find the Ultra Bay parts for it pretty much anywhere. Same with the disk drives. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate that. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.